What's up, Patriots? I know today I wasn't planning on going live today. It's kind of a spur of the moment. Um, so I was sitting down and eating, and I just felt the need to get on here and talk about today's November 4th. Everybody in America knows what tomorrow is. Tomorrow's election day, and I just felt the need to come on here. And if you guys, if you guys have watched my channel, you know I don't get political very often. I prefer not to get political, but and I'm not on here not telling you who to vote for or who you should vote for. I just wanted to tell you that you should really educate yourself before going voting. Um, on one hand, you got Trump, who has a track record, and he loves this country. And on the other hand, you have Kamala Harris, who has been in power for almost 4 years now as the VP, and she's claiming she's going to do all these great things for the country, but she hasn't done any of them in the last 4 years. Like, just ask yourself those kinds of questions. And if you really want to know where she stands, is don't believe what she's saying right now. Believe what she said 10 years ago. Believe what she said whenever before she knew she was going to be running for president. Because that's who she really is. You can't really believe what she said in the last however many 6 months that she's been running for president, because she's going to say whatever she has to try to get your guys' vote. So I would really encourage you to educate yourself. If you think you know who you're going to vote for, just make sure you have the right decision. Make the right decision. Hi, Marcy. Like I said, I'm not trying to tell you who to vote for. I'm just telling you you should do yourself a favor and everybody else. Really do your research and educate yourself. I mean, if you watch my channel, you know it's all about guns. And just by saying that, you can probably guess who I'm voting for. But like I said, I'm not trying to tell you who you should vote for. To-do list. Hello. I'm trying to, or I'm asking you to educate yourself and do yourself a favor, because a lot of people didn't do that in 2020 and they voted for Biden and regretted it later. So if you need to do some research to get peace of mind on who you're going to vote for, do yourself that favor and do that, because once you cast that ballot, you can't take it back. Rogers Family Outdoors Adventures. I think Trump all the way. Yes, sir. I think Trump will win in a landslide, as long as there's no fudging in the elections. But you know how things go. So, like I was saying, educate yourself, do your own research. Kamala, if you really want to know who she is, look at the things she said in the last 10 years, not in the last 6 months. If you look And I encourage you to look into Trump too. But the one thing you will find in Trump is the things he's saying now is things he's been saying since the early 90s, 80s. Like, he's been saying that the same things. He's had the same point of view for decades. And so that tells you, I mean, just in the last 10 years, if you look up, I mean, Kamala's been black. She's been Indian. She's everything that, whatever she needs to be in that moment is who she claims to be. And it's very scary to think that people, especially the mainstream media, will not question for 1 second who she really is. They will not question her on the fact that she's not actually, or the fact that she 5-10 years ago was all about being Indian, and now all of a sudden when it benefited her for running for president in 2020, she was black all of a sudden. And then now, or before that, she was Indian, now she's black, and like, she's contradicting herself. So, like I said, if you want to know who she really is, look into what she's said in the last 10, 15 years, or even 5 years ago. Kamala 2024. Nah. Lutek? No. She's been in power for almost 4 years, and she hasn't done any of the things that she was supposed to, and she's done nothing that she claimed she was, that she claims she's going to do. And the thing that really, it's like, if you really wanted to do that, why hold the people hostage on doing it after you get elected? I disagree. Isn't she both? I don't know. Nobody really, well, if you really want to know who she is, look into the research that Candace Owens has been doing. I haven't watched all of that stuff. My wife's been kind of updating me a little bit here and there, but I haven't watched all of it. Euclid household. No, I'm not voting for Harris. You can respect people without pushing their freaking sexuality down other people's throats. There's no need for that. I've been so fed up with Hollywood pushing that LGBT gay shit down everyone's throats in every movie. Like, you can't even go to a freaking movie without getting that shit shoved down your throat, and I'm just freaking sick of it. You can respect people and include them in things without forcing other people to accept it. Yeah, you're right. 1% Indian is Indian. But if you're 1% Indian, then, and you're trying to claim that you're Indian, what about the other 99%? What about the fact that Candace Owens found a picture of her, what's supposedly her mother, who's white? She will make U.S. rich, man. Use your brain. No, the same usually the same thing she's been doing the last 4 years is what's gonna happen the next 4 years. Yes, I have kids, or I have a kid. That's why I would never vote for Kamala. First of all, she talks about being a parent when she's not even a parent. She talks about how black people need to vote for her because she's black. Why is she married to a white man? I've heard black people bring that up, and they make a very good point. Like, why should we vote for her because she's black when she's married to a white guy? Like, ask yourselves the plain, simple questions. Like, it's not that hard if you get your head out of your ass. No, usually I don't think she will win unless they cheat like they did last time. But I probably shouldn't say that. But either way, like I said, I'm not telling you who to vote for, but really do your research. Do yourself and everybody else a favor and do your research. Because all it takes is 50% of the people to not do their research and believe everything that the mainstream media is telling them, and make the other 50% of the country miserable because they didn't do their due diligence. They're not using it. Go look at how good it was with Trump. That's Sleepy Joe. It's gonna be the same. Yeah, Rogers. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. We had record low inflation, record low interest rates. We had the best economy. We had record low unemployment. And we had the best stock market in I don't know how many years. The highest stock market in years. And yeah, it's what you're getting, what you've gotten in the last 4 years. Don't forget about the $5 a gallon gas. I mean, that was here in Ohio. It was $5. Not sure if it was over $5 or whatever, but diesel was over $6. I know that. And Ohio is usually like one of the lower prices. And out in California, my wife and one of her friends were out there during the whole, or during the peak of it, and they were paying I think it was over $8 a gallon for gas out in California. So don't sit here and try to tell me that things are better under Harris or Sleepy Joe and Harris than they were under Trump. We had under $2 a gallon gas for a long time until after the election. Literally, the day after Joe Biden got sworn in, the gas prices started hiking. And you're telling me that the president doesn't have influence on gas prices? I mean, Joe Biden tried to say, oh, well, we can't control the gas prices. Well, how come gas prices were so low under Trump, but they skyrocketed under Obama and Biden? When Obama was president, we were paying $4 a gallon. When Biden was president, we were paying over $4 a gallon. Almost, I think it was, I forget the highest I ever paid, but I believe it was $4.99 was the highest I saw it here in Ohio. She is 50% Indian and 50% black. Either way, however you want to look at it, she's all of a sudden running on being black instead of Indian, when 8-10 years ago she was all about being Indian, and now all of a sudden she's saying she's black because she thinks it might win her some votes. Her flip-flopping tells you exactly who she is. And you pooped today, gang. I'm not sure what you're talking about there, young. Bro has a mentally. Bro has the mentality of a man from the 40s. Who are you talking about? Me? HCV, I appreciate that. I try to be based. Try not to let what's appropriate I don't care what's politically correct or any of that bullshit. I care about the truth. I can say what out loud? What's my method of research? Well, sure as hell ain't the mainstream media, that's for sure. Look into their voting history, look into things they've said in the last 10 years. Don't Google shit that Harris said. I mean, just in the last 6 months, she said shit that she's retracting on, and then when the media gave her the opportunity to say, well, have you learned, or whatever the question was about learning, or if you could do something about if you could do things over, what would you do different? And she said nothing. She was like, I don't think I'd do anything different. So that tells you, that alone tells you exactly what she's going to do. Reading the policies that were put forth by both candidates. Well, yes, that is part of it, but look at all the policies Biden ran on, and look at the shit he did. He did nothing, none of the things that he said he would. Google, Wikipedia, and more. Yes, Google, do your own Googling and researching. I mean, and take the debate, for example. She was, stop lying. She was telling Trump, stop lying. Me and Tampon Tim are both gun owners. We're not going to take your guns away. Well, what, they played that clip, and then a clip that she said like 3 months before that, or no, it wasn't even 3, it was like 3 weeks before the debate. They played a clip of her saying she's gonna ban assault weapons, and she's gonna take assault weapons, and blah blah blah, this and that, and like she will say absolutely whatever she thinks will benefit her to win votes. There's, like, you cannot, if you want to, like I've said, if you want to know who she is, look at the shit she said in the from 5 to 10 years ago. That's who she really is. Sorry, you don't know. You don't know IW what you are talking about. Out, my friend. Wolf, maybe learn how to spell. Trump or Kamala? Well, most people know my views on here anyway, but Trump all day. Fuck Kamala. I try not to cuss on here, but she is if Kamala Harris wins, she's gonna try to turn this into a communist country. There's no doubt about it. Trump goggles. God bless. Yes, sir, HV. Or HCV. Hello. I am update from Sunday. Hi, Abdul. Good luck to you, brother. I don't agree with you. I think your heart is in the right place. Thank you. Good luck to you too, Alex. Is that how you pronounce your name? No, I'm not on here trying to fight anybody. I'm just trying to encourage people to do their research before voting tomorrow if you haven't voted already. Beta Raver. Trump 2024. Yes, sir. Just voted. Who's Trump? Well, if you don't know who Trump is, then either you're not from the U.S., or if you are, you shouldn't vote. Are you drunk? No, I'm not drunk. One of the best presidents. Yes, Trump was possibly the best president in my lifetime. But I know I'm young, but he's the only president I've heard of that has actually research shows that he's the only president ever, I believe, to have lost wealth while being in office. If you look at everybody else, all the other people who became presidents gained tremendous wealth after they became president. Like, I forget how much Obama was worth before he became president. I'm not sure if he was a millionaire or not, but he was worth he was a multi-millionaire when he left office. Okay, get off the meth, bro. I'm not on meth. I don't touch drugs. He will cause World War III. You mean like you're talking about World War III, the same thing that they set what happened when he became president in 2020, and then there was world peace, and then as soon as Biden and Harris got in office, it was all all shit hit the fan all over the place. Yeah, you mean that World War III? Maybe do your own research and look at it. Because the media, it doesn't matter what Trump does, the media will try to spin it, and they will point out the dumbest shit to try to spin it as a negative light on Trump. And then they spin the dumbest shit as a positive light for Kamala, when there's all kinds of shit that they could spin in the opposite direction. I think you'd be a professor of public speaking. No, I'm not very good at public speaking, but yes, Rogers, Kamala will. Let's go. Yes. Chill sharp. Message retracted. Kamala, Biden's VP. Camel Toe Harris, yes, that's who we're talking about. She will cause World War III. We're already on the verge of World War III, and since the last 4 years. We had peace in the Middle East. Everything was great until Biden and Kamala Camel Toe took office. Camel Toe Harris and Tampon Tim, they're going to cause World War III if they win. We're screwed if she wins. Yes, sir. 100%. Scamala is what I call her. Yeah, Scamala or Camel Toe, or I don't care what you want to call her. She is dare I say, she's doing the devil's bidding. I mean, she already went and said that she was talking about abortion in one of her rallies, and some college kids came out and yelled out, Jesus is King, and she said that they were at the wrong rally. So if that doesn't tell you what she's all about, then well, I'll leave it at that. What is your channel about? Sharp. It's mostly about guns. I usually don't talk political stuff, but I just felt the need to hop on here and try to encourage some people to do their own last-minute research before going and voting, and potentially screwing the whole country. You are screwed either way. Bork, what are you talking about? We're not screwed if Trump wins. If Trump wins, we will go back to where it was in 26 or 17, 18, when Trump was in office, and before they released the you know what. Hit the like button, everyone. Yes, thanks, Sharp. Double tap the screen, hit the like. That's the sad truth. U.S. will not longer be number one. Yeah, Bark. If Kamala wins, we're all screwed. And yes, the U.S. will no longer be the number one at the top of the food chain. We will fall to the bottom of the food chain. I mean, we've been the laughing stock of every other country for the last 4 years with Biden and Harris in there. They are a cold moment. Onyx. Gonna butcher half of these names, but they are a cult member with strange desires. Yes. Another thing I wanted to address was all these celebrities. I mean, who was it? I'm trying to remember. Was it? It was a big name singer. I want to say it was Usher, but I'm not sure. He was on The View, and they asked him, they tried to force him into saying who he's voting for, or basically tell him that he's going to vote for Kamala. And he said that he thinks everybody should do their own research and vote who they think is the best for the country. And then I think it was like a couple weeks later, he came out and endorsed Kamala Harris. And during the time when he said that he wasn't going to endorse anybody till when he endorsed Harris was the time that all this shit with Diddy came out. And a lot of people, I think a lot of celebrities are being blackmailed into endorsing Kamala, Camel Toe, whatever you want to call her. Aiden, Trump 2024, yeah, 100%. The Batman 05, retracted, the Batman 05. What up, guys? How's everyone doing? How's everyone's day been? It's been a pretty good day so far. Got to go into work here in about an hour, so. Jay Sharps, amen, Jesus is king. Yes. Bork, I'm glad that you are thinking this way. Like World War III, we are already in it. Into it. Thanks to USA geopolitics. Yeah. Yeah, we're already, I mean, technically, I think, we're already in World War III just because of how, the proxy war in Ukraine and Israel and all that bullshit that we're funding. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think, Israel is our ally, but I also think we need to have a U.S. first policy like we did under Trump. Tusnell? Trump, let's go. Yes, let's go. I also started YouTube gun channel. Sharps. Sweet. Sharps, if you go comment on one of my videos, I'll check you out after the live. Guys, enjoy your voting rights and have a great day. Thanks, Bark. You too. Don't you? This is still World War I. It never ended. I don't know. I guess you could look at it that way. I don't know. But, yeah, I really hope people do their due diligence and actually do their own independent research before voting. I mean, for perfect example, look at all the stuff that the mainstream media suppressed when Biden was running. They suppressed all this shit with what's his dipshit son's name? Whatever his son's name is, Hunter. The media suppressed all this shit with Hunter and until after the election. And they did a survey and they asked people who voted for Joe Biden after all that stuff came out, if they asked them if they would have still voted for him if they had known that, and they said 17% of the people that voted for Biden said they wouldn't have voted for him had they known that. Remember the Tea Party and taxation. Yeah, 100%. Our forefathers would have already taken control a long time ago. Hey, look, it's another pretend heart worker. Oh yeah, I'm a pretend heart worker. Andrew Man, 69. Yeah, I just put on my work clothes and sat out in my work truck for no reason, just to do this live stream because I figured it would make it look better. 100%. Yep. What's up, my bro? Cooking with love. What's up, cooking? Don Jeff, feel like yesterday and I'm 24. Feels like yesterday and 24. Not sure what you're talking about. What did you say? Borg Hunter. Oh, yeah. Dur. He's too troll. He's too what? He'll tolerate to troll. Trump 2024, make Americans learn how to read again. Yeah, well, Andrew, I may not be the brightest bulb in the room, but at least I can say there's a reason for it. I only went to 8th grade. All good, bro. This guy, Andrew, is my son. Monkey boy? Kamala? Yeah. Okay. Okay, monkey boy. Go act like a monkey then. Andrews. Andrew, stop it. Not cool, bro. Tolerate. No, Uh, don't be upset. Trump versus Kamala. It's a tight race. Yeah, it's Borg. It is much tighter than it should be. I mean, it's the same thing as it was in 2020. Everybody thought Trump was going to win in a landslide, and well, I'll just, I'm not going to get censored on YouTube for saying what I really think. LOL, y'all be the best. What's Enum? Yeah, I can't translate that, so I'm not sure what you're saying. For sure are some Kamala fans on chat. Yeah, probably. I think a couple of them left already. Why do you have vampire teeth? Because I am a vampire. No, because I grew up Amish, and Amish don't believe in getting braces. And I finally got a job who has good insurance for dental and stuff, so hopefully here sometime in the near future, I'll be getting braces. I've already spent a bunch of money in the last 4 or 5 years on my teeth, fixing them and stuff, but need to get braces. So John, pray. Yeah, that's definitely, we definitely need to pray. Our country has gotten so far away from God in the last, well, it started with Obama, and I feel like Trump kind of brought it back a little bit, and then Biden just pushed it off the edge again. Where's the meth at? I don't know. I figured you could tell me, Curtis. When you'll vote, think about Trump's attitude to Ukraine. To be honest with you, I really don't give a shit about Ukraine. I care about America first and other countries second. I probably shouldn't say that, because I think we should, as a, how do I put this? As a nation who believes in God, I feel like we should help people out, but we can't help other people if we don't help ourselves first. We have plenty of our own issues here in the homeland to take care of before. No, you're not doing this bullshit. Like I was saying before I got interrupted by this racist doofus, we have plenty of issues here in the homeland that we need to take care of before we try to fight other people's wars. Done. Jesse Pinkman. Who's Jesse Pinkman? Ukraine, it was. This is and will be just a business for U.S. No, from what I've heard, Um, I've heard a lot of different things, but I firmly believe that I mean, yes, you're right, Bork, about being a business under the current administration. I firmly believe that they are using it to launder millions of dollars into their own pockets. I've heard that Russia was willing to negotiate a peace deal with Ukraine, and the U.S., I don't know, someone from the U.S. stepped in and told them to not accept it, or to not do the peace treaty deal. We all need to stop, drop, and roll. Maybe the earth will spin us. Stop, drop, and roll. Maybe I'll put the fire out. Yeah, I don't know what your name is. B. I'm just gonna call you B. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I don't know where you're from, but like I was saying, we have plenty of our own issues to take care of before we try to help other countries take care of their issues. That's just where I stand with it. I'm not. There's nothing against the Ukraine people. It's just a matter of taking care of our own shit before we go try to get involved in other people's business. Just a business, nothing else. And when the RIO will be too low, the support will vanish. Yeah. Breaking Bad. Oh. I watched a couple episodes from them, Breaking Bad, but I never, was that, Jesse was the young guy, right? Have you ever seen any Saudis out there? Have I ever seen any Saudis out there? Or Suki? Out where? Charat. I mean, you can vote who you want to, but for whoever you want to. This is a free country. But a vote for Kamala is a vote for communism and World War III. Vote Jared for Karen. Bork. From other people's wars came a lot of U.S. GDP. From other people's wars comes a lot of. Yeah, that's one thing that I liked about Trump was he was trying to get us out of wars, not trying to find every which way to get involved in other people's wars. And that's what we need, somebody like that in power. We need somebody who's willing to say, listen, we're not going to get involved. It's your problem, you deal with it. We're going to focus on us right now. Historical ordinance. You a CNR guy or a modern gun guy? CNR guy? I mean, I like guns in general. It don't matter. I like historical firearms. I like uh, newer guns. It just in general. I mean, for example, I have a uh, U.S. Revolver Co. 32 Smith & Wesson. Well, it's a chambered in 32 S&W short. That is, mine has a 4-digit serial number, and the gun shop that looked into it couldn't find the exact date where the 4-digit serial numbers were, but the oldest one they could find was a 5-digit serial number, and that one was in the mid-20s, 1920s. So that one, I'm assuming, is in the somewhere in the early 1900s, maybe 1910 era. And I have a 1942 Mosin Nagant original, and some other old classic ones. Not a communist. Not sure what that one was. Yes. Night Core. Hard to read your. Night Core. I'm just genuinely confused why people like a person like that. Why support someone like that? Do you agree that citizens don't need weapons of war like assault weapons, rifles, and stuff like that? The automatic machine weapons cause school shootings. Need to stop happening. I've lost too many friends. Nightcore, weapons are not the cause of school shootings. It's neglecting mental issues that are causing school shootings, and well, not just school shootings, but mass shootings in general. I mean, look they have proven that the assault weapons ban, which, by the way, the assault weapon, what they classify as an assault weapon, is already banned. You have to have a Class 3 FFL license in order to own a fully automatic rifle, which is what's considered an assault rifle. These weapons of war, rifles, whatever they're assault rifles that they're talking about, are already banned. The ones that they're saying are assault rifles are not assault rifles. Anything can be used to assault somebody. And like I said, it's not the gun's problem. We had unregistered guns. We had teenagers going to school with guns long before school shootings became an issue. We had it's just in the last 20 some years that school shootings have become a major issue. It's not the fact that we have more weapons or that we need more gun control. And I'm sorry for your loss, losing friends and stuff. I really am sorry. Nobody should have to go through that. But it's also not the gun's fault. It's a mental issue that we've been neglecting for far too long. We have become the type of society that there's more money in just giving them drugs to mask the problem than it is to actually send them to a rehab facility to treat the root cause of it. And that's why it's as bad. That's why we are where we're at. Like who? Trump or Kamala? Sorry, I had to take a phone call. Sharps. Oh, no, you're good. Thanks for coming back. In my night core, in my opinion, losing one student to gun violence in a location that's supposed to be a safe place for them is one too many. You know what I mean? We should be able to learn without worrying about our safety. I 100% agree that we should be able to learn without being afraid of getting shot or killed. But trying to ban guns isn't going to fix it. The only way you're going to fix that is putting the teachers who are willing, putting them through training and letting them carry guns, and also place trained security guards outside the school. That is the only way you're going to stop that immediately. Now, in the long term, we need to also reestablish mental health institutions to help rebalance all, like, instead of just giving them drugs to mask the issue, we need to address the root cause of these problems. Like, what is causing these? I mean, honestly, it's a lot of it is caused by shit that they're putting in our food. I mean, if you look at it, look at what other countries have banned and what the U.S. allows. I mean, take Kolak for a cereal brand, for example. They are making the same cereal with completely different ingredients, one for the U.S. and one for other countries, because other countries have banned. They have to literally make a completely different line with healthy shit in it. None of the chemicals and the food dye and all that bullshit that they use, that the U.S. allows in the food. They have to. That's what they have one line for the U.S. and then one line for all the other countries with none of that stuff in it. I mean, like, why wouldn't you just make it all the same? I mean, just because the U.S. allows it doesn't mean it's healthy for you. I mean, RFK Jr. has addressed this many times, but the media won't pick it up because they don't want people to start picking up on it. I mean, there's so many people that have already brought it up about the chemicals in the water, the chemicals in our food that are causing cancer, that are causing mental issues, developing all these like heart disease and liver disease, all that shit, like stuff that we didn't have, that our parents and our grandparents never experienced, we are experiencing because of all the crap that's in the food that the FDA has allowed to get in our food, and we consume it because, oh, the FDA said it's okay. Well, that's why so many people are dying from cancer, blood clots, heart disease, all this other shit that didn't exist 50 years ago. All these diseases that didn't exist 50 years ago are killing people now. Colin Pfiffer. My dad lived in Palu. They banned guns and had no shootings on the island while he lived there. That might work in some places, but I mean, they banned meth, they banned cocaine. Did that stop criminals from owning or from selling and doing drugs? No. That's the perfect example. Like, there's also I just heard the name. There's a country, I forget what it's called now, but they're gonna, like, it's mandatory that I think it's 15 or 16, or it's either 16 or 18, that if you are physically capable and mentally stable, that you own a firearm, that you take a class of firearms training. And they had one shooting in the last I forget how many years. I saw a documentary, or part of a documentary on this a couple of years ago. I forget what the country is called now, but their gun laws are like, I mean, it's basically a mandatory that you own a gun at a certain age, and you do certain training, and I mean, they have once a year, they have a festival celebrating. They drink, they shoot guns, they like all this stuff. Where around here, our laws are, oh, if you drink, you can't be handling a gun. Like, I mean, I'm not saying that's not a bad law. Like, if you're drinking or if you're under the influence, that you shouldn't be allowed to have your gun on you. Like, that's not a bad law to have, because everybody knows if you get drunk, you lose control. It's just a safety thing. But like I was saying, they haven't had shooting in years. So you can look at it either way you want to, Colin. At the end of the day, it comes down to taking care of mentally unstable people, having a solution for that, to take care of that, to treat it at the root, instead of just shoving drugs and chemicals down their throat and telling them to shut up. RFK dropped out of the race, so he's not even a candidate to my knowledge. No, he's not a candidate. He is he endorsed Trump, and Trump's already made him. So Trump went about it this time. Trump went about it different as far as putting his cabinet together. He put his cabinet together before the election. That way people know what they're getting and who they're voting for. And he raised a bunch of money to do it himself, rather than having a bunch of private investments hand over money and then try to blackmail them, or tell them, like, oh, well, we gave you this much money, you got to do this for us, that type of deal. So RFK Jr. is not, well, I think you can still vote for him, but he said if you really want to vote for him, you vote for Trump, is basically what he said. He said it in different terms, but he said that a vote for Trump is a vote for him. He said this country needs I forget how he did it. I would encourage you to go look up the video. He said something along the lines of he's putting his personal will of being president aside and teaming up with the party that's he thinks is best for the country, and he teamed up with Trump. Did he drop out of the race? That's Switzerland. Okay, yeah, that sounds right. So, yeah, Switzerland has very crazy, they're very much pro-gun. They tightened gun laws in 2019, 3 weeks waiting period. Guns cannot be carried except to hunt and range. Then that's not the... If that's the laws of Switzerland, then I don't think that's the right one. Because the documentary I seen, they were all out with full automatic guns, handguns, like anything you could think of. They had it. They had a huge range day. They had a whole festival type deal, drinking beer, or as they would call it, ale, I think is what they call it. But PC, Switzerland has a ton of gun ownership, but that's fine because they also require military service and everyone is trained. Yeah, I think that's something that the U.S. should adopt, is a mandatory 2-year military service. I think that would eliminate a lot of issues. I mean, obviously it wouldn't take care of all the issues, but it would take care of a lot of them. Because the main reason I have really noticed, the main issue people have with guns, or the people that have the biggest issue with guns, I should say, are the ones who know nothing about them. Because the ones who know nothing about them think that, oh, well, the gun's just going to get up and walk out and shoot people. No. A gun is not going to go take someone's life on its own. It's the ill will behind the person who's holding the gun. It's not a gun issue, it's a person issue. It's a heart issue. It's it's a heart and mental issue is what it all comes down to. And this life has gone far longer than I was expecting, or that I was planning on. PC, I would have no issue with that, but I don't want to fight foreign wars where we aren't really involved. Yeah, 100% agree with you. There was a time when I seriously considered joining the military under Trump, but I also, it was right at the end of his term, or I think that was like 2019 when I was seriously considering it. And I'm like, if I knew that Trump was going to win, I would 100% do it. But I had this feeling that I would regret it if I did, because although I wanted Trump to win, I knew how desperate the Democrats were to gain power, and I knew they would do anything they could to gain power. And looking back, I'm very glad I didn't join the military. Sentry gun. Sentry gun. What's the biggest issue I've seen with people who dislike guns is the people issue, not the gun themselves. Yes, 100%. My uncle is former president and CDO of Ruger. He put me through skeet school and guns academy, but I still can't look at our gun violence rate and can deny our levels of gun ownership are the cause. Can't deny. Colin, I don't know who's been feeding you bullshit, but if you've had all that training and you can't see that gun ownership is not the issue, it's the mental health and the heart issue of this country. It's not the gun. If you take away, look at how tyrannical our government has gotten in the last 4 years. How much have we been censored on? Like, if it's anybody who doesn't agree with their narrative, they get censored. How bad do you think it would? I mean, if you would allow the politicians, I don't care who's in power, if you would allow them to take our guns, completely strip all the citizens of our guns, we would be a communist, tyrannical government in overnight, just like that. So that is exactly why our forefathers wrote the Second Amendment in, because they knew it would come a day, just like they needed guns. They knew that there would come a day when we would need them. PC, Civil Service Engineer Corps, and Political Improvement. Public Improvement, 100%. Outside issue and all. Trump literally politicized the Sanction 60 of Arlington. Do you realize how bad that is? Section 60? I'm not sure what you're talking about. But, Night Core, you also realize that Obama wrote in the Patriot Act that if we as a country, as citizens, would stand up against the government and tell them that we've had enough of their bullshit, that we want to them to step down and we want to put our own government or other people in, that they could call us terrorists and say that we're committing treason. So it's not just one side or the other. Like I said, I don't care who's in power. If you let the politicians take our guns, we will be a communist country in a dictatorship overnight. I'm pretty democratic myself. Like guns, do anything to gain power. Second, it sounds like rioting in the Capitol. PC, I'm not sure what you're talking about. Broby, what's good? Just ranting. Hit the blinker on the wheat. Hit a blinker on the wheat pen before you all vote. If we had better universal health care, we could address the mental issue. Yes, 100%. Again, I feel like the whole Obamacare really kind of screwed the private insurance companies, or the private insurance sector, where people are no longer able to really afford good health care anymore. I mean, I don't know what the prices were before, but I know I've heard a lot of people say that the Obamacare really screwed up the healthcare industry, like the insurance and stuff. Really, it starts with the sanctity of life. Sharps, yeah, it does. Drugs are not hell of a drug. Drugs are one hell of a drug. Yeah, I'm sure. There are mental health issues in every country, but mass shootings happen where here at higher rates in district correlation to gun ownership levels. No, I'd have to look it up. I'd have to look up the actual whatever the status on it, or whatever you want to call it. I'd have to look that up. But I mean, just like they've been trying to mess with what's considered a mass shooting. What they qualify before the assault weapons ban, or yeah, it was, I forget what the numbers were before the assault weapons ban in 94 or whenever, and then they upped the numbers. I think it was 6 was considered an assault or a mass shooting, and then during the assault weapons ban they upped it to like 8 to artificially bring the numbers down. So they're just moving numbers around to try to make, and then after the weapons ban they ended, they lowered it again to make it look like it was like the assault weapons ban actually helped, and it didn't. Like there's plenty of proof for that. Like if you go in and look, I mean, now they moved it. I think they moved it down to 4. It's now considered a mass shooting when it used to be 6 or 8. So they keep moving the numbers around to make it look like there's more mass shootings. And they also they claim there's been 300 and some, basically every day there's been a school shooting. Well, they're classifying a school shooting as anything that happened on, like, say there was a negligent discharge or something, in the parking lot, or there was someone shot a gun outside the school property or whatever, close to the school property. They're classing that as a school shooting. So the numbers are really fudged, and like to try to push the whole gun narrative and to try to push the whole mass shooting BS. So you can't believe everything you see, and that's why I say don't believe what the mainstream media tells you. Do your own research. Look into it yourself. You will realize real quick how much the mainstream media actually falsifies numbers to try to push their own narrative. This is America. 100% AB. This is America, and we will always own guns. We will always be gun owners. And the rest is history. That's all I'm gonna say. He disregarded veterans' graves. I disregarded veterans' graves? What are you talking about? Referring PC section 60, referring to politicizing the cemetery. Politicizing the cemetery? I mean, what president really has not done political stuff in the, or like, tell me one president who hasn't done a press conference or something in a cemetery, if that's what you're talking about. Gun Nut's opinion. Hey, what's up, Gun Nut? Watch party tomorrow night. I'll either be celebrating or topping off my mags. Yeah, 100%. Well, Ralph, this is it is a free country. You can vote for whoever you want to. But one thing I will say is if you vote for Harris and war pops off and you come to my house to try to get guns and ammo, you're on your own. Give me a second here. Yeah, this stream was supposed to be a short stream, and it's turned into the longest one I've done so far. Let's see. Trump tomorrow night, 2024. Yes, sir. And the staff who tried to protect the veterans' graves. The Trump staff pushed her and then released a statement saying she had a mental health issue. I'm not sure where you're getting that information. I'm pretty sure I would have heard about that or known about that if that actually happened. I'm not saying you're not right, but I'm not saying you're wrong, but Trump has respected the military more than basically any other president in recent history has. PC gun nut, that sounds like you're maybe not the too sane. PC, you gotta watch some of his content to get his humor. he's uh, he's a good dude. Ralph bullshit. What are you saying bullshit about? Dude, private health is overpriced. You're worried about your price XD. You're worried about their price XD. What's... Oh, I know private health insurance is, or healthcare is overpriced. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what it was before, but before the Obamacare, but I know a lot of people have said that since Obamacare, it's really screwed up the private sector of insurance, and they're skyrocketing, or they're jacking up their price. Is what I've heard. I don't know. Like I said, I never looked into insurance when Obama was, or before Obama and during Obama's presidency. All I know is what I've heard. Ambulance in France costs $7. Bark gun nut, topping off mag and a range shooting range. Ralph, no, I'm not drunk. Joke's on you, I never went to high school. Therefore, I couldn't drop out. Because, unlike some of y'all, I grew up Amish, and I learned what it was like to work hard at a young age. And I only went to 8th grade. And I'm just from judging from what you guys are saying, I would almost dare bet that I'm more successful than you guys are. The ban did help. How are you making no sense on the facts? No, the ban did not help. The ban on assault weapons did not help. They fudged the numbers around. What they classified as a mass shooting before was, I think, 6 people per shooting. If it was over 6, if 6 or more people injured or killed during one shooting, it was considered a mass shooting. If it was under 6, it was not considered a mass shooting. And then when they did the assault weapons ban, they changed it to 8 so that it would make it look like there was less mass shootings. And then when the assault weapons ban ended, they moved it back down to 6. And now I'd have to look into it again, but I think it's back down to, or they moved it down to 4, because they're really trying to push the whole assault weapons ban and all that shit, and they're trying to make it sound like there's so many more mass shootings and all this bullshit. Gun nut, I study. Our government. A study conducted by our government after ban concluded there was negligible change, if any, as a result of the 94 ban. Yes, 100%, that's what I'm talking about, gun nut. Abdul, convert to Jesus. Oh man, I missed a bunch of them, but I gotta head into work. I was not planning on doing an hour and a half live stream. Sorry for anybody who I've missed their chat. Sharps, do you skip my gun free zone? Did you skip my gun free zone, or did they not put it in there? Sharp. Let me see. They classified gang shootings as mass shootings. PC. We should be teaching that in school then. Yes, 100% we should be teaching that in school. Sharps, I'm not. I must have missed call. Everyone carry a gun and they don't have mass shootings. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. In Switzerland, like, they don't have mass shootings because everybody's armed. And they had, I know I said, I'm gonna say this one last thing. They had in Georgia, I forget what county it was, but there was a county in Georgia that demanded if you were 18 or older and capable, mentally able, or mentally stable and capable of carrying and operating a firearm, that you had to own a firearm or have a firearm in the house at least. And that the crime rate in that neighborhood or in that county was like non-existent, because thieves knew not to go into that county or neighborhood, wherever it was. They knew about that, and they weren't going to go in there and try to get shot over friggin' trying to steal, $100 worth of shit. So, with that being said, do your own research, vote wisely, and God bless, and thank you guys for watching. I hope I've encouraged some of you to do your own research, and hope you vote accordingly, hope you vote wisely. God bless, and I'll see you on the next one.